Hello everyone. Coming at you from a different angle today. I'm going to try something. I have no idea. So this is a test. This is a test of the Melanie broadcasting system. This test is to see if the lighting is okay and if you can see from this angle. This is only a test because I can't see what my camera sees right now. I've been working on a bunch of stitching stuff, but some of it is right here. So this is like a patchwork, stitchy kind of thing that I started working on, I don't know, a month or so ago maybe. And it's just bits and pieces of like vintage textiles and fabrics and things like that. My intention was to, or is to, make multiples of these and then stitch them together. And I got that thought, well, I mean, I already had that idea, but I wanted to do it as a wall hanging. And then I saw Lisa Maddock. Okay, so am I in frame? Yeah. So Lisa Maddock from Forage by Lisa Maddock. She's the one who designed that adorable Christmas cottage, patchwork Christmas cottage thing that I did. So cute. So she has a class coming up. I think it's in April or May. Now I can't remember, but I signed up immediately. It's a 1-hour Zoom class, but it's called Mismatch Quilts. And in that, she had done this sort of patchworky thing, you know, which is not a new deal, but she had put hers together as what she called a decorative quilt. So it's not a quilt that you could use because it had a lot of, I guess you couldn't use it simply because it's too delicate and because it wouldn't, I don't believe it would be washable. I don't think you could wash it. I mean, the one I'm working on right here, you couldn't wash this. It would fall to pieces. But I already had started, before I started this puffy piece that I'm working on right here, I had also, last year, when I saw Rachel at Roxy Creations, when I saw Rachel working on her Jessie Chorley friendship quilt, I tried to start something of my own that was similar. So this is what I had put together that was going to be my Jessie Chorley inspired friendship quilt. But I was using, like, this is an actual, the only cross stitch I've ever come close to completing, and it was 1993, and it's still not finished, but I just decided that's fine. That was the year I got married, 1993. And then I did this one of my dog, and then I just added some other stitchy elements and then just did a patchwork. So I was going to do this, and this was going to be a pocket, a sleeve at the top to put a bar through so this could hang on the wall. But then when I saw what Lisa Maddock was doing with her decorative quilt, I thought, oh, I could do multiple pieces like this and sew them together. So I have this piece, and then I have this piece that I started that's on half of a pillowcase. Let's see if I can get your any. Is that any better? I don't know. So I started this one too. So I was going to make all these and like sew them together. then I thought, oh, I should use this friendship quilt piece that I've been doing. So I think what I want to try to do is maybe stitch the friendship quilt piece and this piece together, and then I'll make another piece for up here and see. And then I could still do a wall hanging. I have a wall in my living room that's really big and flat. So that would be about 41 by 28, which is fine. And I could put a backing on it and roll the backing over to make the binding. And I think that would work. So I'm just gonna keep going on this. Lisa's class is not until, like I said, it's either April or May. That I can't remember. But it's too long, basically. Too long to wait because I'm really excited about that. So this was my, besides this little puff I just sewed on, this was my addition this morning. I found these iron-on letters at Michael's in the clearance section, and I had to dig through a whole bunch, but I found 2 M's and 2 S's and another S for my daughter. So I bought those and ironed them on this morning. And I love them with this, how this kind of has, I mean, there's a bright, these are vintage fabrics. It's a bright feel, but you know, and then you've got, bam, this like crazy iron-on patch. I love that. And I love the gold, the metallic gold that's in it. Okay, did I ask you how you all were? How long has it been since I made a video? I think it's been like a month since I made the Wreck This Journal videos. And thank you for all the positive feedback on that. I was really excited to see so many people who were inspired by it, and who either had bought, a lot of people commented that they had bought one of those Wreck This journals a long time ago but hadn't worked in it, and it was a lot of fun. And it gave me a lot of ideas of things that I could put, you know, in a journal that I probably would never have thought of if I hadn't done that Wreck This Journal version. Kind of makes me think of this quilt. I'm kind of thinking, you know, you could do a Wreck This quilt. You could practically, if it's just going to be decorative or if you're going to sew it on the wall, you could just about put anything you wanted to on it and make it work. But I am liking the whole just stitch stuff on, buttons, bits and things that I find. I'm loving these yo-yos. So I bought a lot, not a lot, but a lot of vintage yo-yos on eBay. It was a whole bunch of them, like over 500 is what it said. But half of them were Christmas. But one of the yo-yos and some of the fabrics that are in there are this fabric. And that just happens to be the exact same fabric that my mom made my bedding and curtains, and actually we upholstered a wall out of the green version of this fabric when I was probably in middle school. So in the early 80s. And there were pieces of this fabric, and I had it in there was this yellow colorway, and then there was one that was green background, and then there was one that was blue. And we bought all three colors, and she made bedding for my day bed and curtains. And then we had, we upholstered the wall, you know, when it was popular to put fabric on the wall. We upholstered the wall behind my day bed also, and it was in the green. So I don't know what happened to that fabric. My parents sold that house ages ago, but I think they redid it after that. I don't remember. I don't know what happened to the fabric, but somewhere I think I still have one of the pillow shams from that set that she made, but I don't know where it is. For some reason, I keep thinking that I've seen it in some of my stuff, but I can't locate it. But I was really excited to see that, to see those yo-yos and see that, because it takes me way back to my childhood bedroom. So anyway, I don't know, should I post a video that's just that short? I cut these freehand, kind of cut these out the other day out of some wool that I didn't have the heart to throw away, these odd pieces. And let me see, let me turn my iron back on. This might be a weird angle. Yeah, I think that's probably it. I'm gonna see how this video looks, you know, if it's totally weird, to try to, I can't figure out a better angle to attach a camera to my table. So I may experiment with it a little bit more, because the angle seems kind of odd to me. And I really can't tell what the lighting is doing. If you can see or not. This room that my sewing room is now in the room that was designed to be my daughter's room when we remodeled the house. And it has a ceiling fan with lights in the ceiling fan kit, you know. And there's 4 of them, but they're small. They're little candelabra bulbs. And this room doesn't have can lights or pot lights, depending on what you call them. But now that I'm in here, I could use all the light I could get. And I'm a little bit lighting challenged. Am I on screen? I'm a little bit lighting challenged in this room. Here I'm just sewing on a strip of, I think this is a Moda cotton lawn that's supposed to look like a Liberty cotton lawn. Just stitching it on. And what I had used for backing on the patchworky piece that I started over there is wool scraps, because I made let's see, did I do a quilt? I did something recently with some wool, and I got my wool out and I was like, oh, I could use these pieces of scrap for to give this some loft, and so that's how I was doing this one. This has a piece of wool batting on the back. So this is the part with the pink embroidery or cross stitch. This is a linen tablecloth, vintage linen tablecloth. And then I just put this piece of wool batting on the back, and I've just been stitching straight through all of it. And then for this one, I had actually a piece of flannel. Oh, I missed it. I had a piece of flannel on the back, is what I had been stitching through, but I went ahead and added a piece of wool batting to it, just machine basted it down to hold it in place until I start stitching all over it. because I really like the loft. I like how puffy it is. Although now I want to go back and stitch around this stuff to make it even puffier. Kind of like this is. I don't know if you can see how I've stitched around here, and then this is puffy. So each of these, you know, kind of. Anyway, that's what I'm working on right now, guys. I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to watch this video back, see what it looks like, and then I think I'm going to try. I just had an idea for another setup that maybe I could do so I could work at my table in my sewing room. I'm thinking I'm going to hook my camera to a wooden stool and try, well, hook my camera mount to a stool and see if I can make that work. So I hope you're doing well. If I post this video, you know, I hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.